How's it going, everyone? I'm here from my channel, War Chronicle, and today we have another interesting video for you. So this is a compilation of the 10 fastest planes ever built. So let's get into it. But before we do that, make sure to hit that like button because it helps us a lot. The SR-71 Blackbird was an American reconnaissance aircraft built by Lockheed S Skunk Works Division, which first flew in 1964 and retired in 1998. Was rocket-propelled and unpowered lifting body research aircraft that was developed in the late 1950s for the United States Air Force. It was used in the late 1960s to research hypersonic flight at both high subsonic and supersonic speeds. The Mikoyan MiG-25 is a supersonic jet fighter interceptor with a distinctive variable swept-wing design. Designed as an interceptor to catch America's Senior 71 Blackbird, it holds the title for the fastest production aircraft ever made. Capable of speeds up to Mach 3.2, or 2,120 miles per hour, 3,416 kilometers per hour, originally designed as a lightweight, low-cost fighter, the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting, Falcon has evolved into a highly capable multi-role platform. The SOB-37 Vegan is a supersonic multi-role jet fighter, which was developed in the 1970s and saw service between 1971 and 2005. The McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle is a twin-engined air superiority fighter, which first flew in July 1972. Nicknamed the Stealth Bomber, the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit is a twin-engine jet-powered strategic bomber with flying wing. Design that was developed for the U.S. Air Force. Credited with being the first operationally deployed aircraft to combine stealth technology with a large payload capacity and long-range capabilities. It has a top speed of Mach 1.9 or 1,240 miles per hour, 2,000 kilometers per hour. First flown in July 1989, the B-2 was deployed for combat operations in 1999. During the Kosovo War, the aircraft's slow observability, or stealth characteristics, were demonstrated in 1997, when despite flying past multiple Russian early warning and control aircraft and several Russian fighter interceptors over international airspace near Russia, none of the Russian units detected the B-2 until it was already over the Caspian Sea. Famously boasting an 10401 record in air-to-air combat, the F-15 is one of the most dominant fighters of the latter half of the 20th century. Capable of speeds up to Mach 2.6 or 1,875 miles per hour, 3,015 kilometers per hour. The F-15 has been nicknamed the Murder Falcon, or the Air Dominance Fighter, due to its effectiveness in destroying enemy fighters. Initially designed as a strike aircraft, the Vegan was adapted to perform air superiority, reconnaissance, and even anti-ship roles. Powered by a Volvo RM6C engine, the Vegan had a top speed of Mach 2.3, or 1,500 miles per hour, 2,400 kilometers per hour. Although the Vegan was never exported, its advanced technologies helped pave the way for newer Swedish platforms, such as the Saab 39 Gripen. Commonly referred to simply as the Viper, the F-16 is a supersonic single-seat, single-engine tailless or flying wing jet fighter. As of September 2021, 4,630 examples have been delivered to 15 customers, making the F-16 the most widely operated fourth-generation fighter in the world. The F-16 achieved its first supersonic flight on April 16, 1974, and is capable of sustained level flight at Mach 2 or 1,320 miles per hour, 2,125 kilometers per hour. With an operational range of 1,400 miles, 2,253 kilometers without external stores, the MiG-25 could theoretically intercept targets at an astounding 12 miles away, 19 kilometers, and still have enough fuel remaining to return to base. Although relatively unsuccessful as a fighter, the MiG-25 proved itself an effective interceptor, shooting down dozens of U.S. spy planes over the Far East and the Mediterranean. Its design incorporated elements of both airplanes and missiles to create a vehicle capable of speeds up to Mach 6.7, which remains the world record for the fastest manned aircraft. During its operational life between 1962 and 1968, the X-15 completed 198 experimental flights ranging from subsonic all the way to Mach 6.7. While it never quite achieved these speeds, while still attached to its booster rocket, Its final flight ended with its pilot safely parachuting out just prior to the vehicle entering the atmosphere at estimated Mach 6.7 speed, almost 5 times the speed of sound. Nicknamed the Blackbird due to its distinctive black paint scheme, holds the world record for the fastest air-operated manned aircraft, having set a world speed record of Mach 3.3 or over 2,200 miles per hour, and destroys Soviet nuclear-powered cruise missiles and bombers flying at high altitudes and high speeds. Developed by Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works division, was powered by two J-75P-11 turbojet engines, which were originally developed for the U-2 spy plane. The SR-75 was planned to enter service with the United States Air Force in 1969 and was expected to be deployed at RAF Woodbridge in the United Kingdom. However, after the U.S. military failed to agree on a common command and control system for the aircraft, the program was canceled in 1969. Although the SR-75 never entered service, 2 prototypes were built and tested, with one of them setting a new world speed record of Mach 3.4 or 2,200 miles per hour, 3,540 kilometers per hour in 1963, 3,540 kilometers per hour in 1974, designed primarily as a high-altitude, high-speed reconnaissance aircraft. It was also used for some limited low-altitude strike missions during the Vietnam War. Retired from active service in 1998, the type remains the fastest air-operated manned aircraft. At number 10, we have the SR-71 Blackbird. This one needs no introduction. At no. 9, we have the North American X-15, the North American Aviation Company SX-15, and now we come to number 8, the Lockheed SR-75. The Lockheed SR-75 was an American interceptor aircraft designed at the height of the Cold War to engage. Now we come to number 7, the MiG-25 Foxbat. At no. 6, we have the NASA X-43. The NASA X-43 was an unmanned experimental scramjet-powered jet fighter which was developed in the early 2000s. On November 2, 2004, the X-43A pushed the boundaries of aeronautics by becoming the first successful scramjet-powered aircraft to fly, and the first aircraft to reach Mach 10 or 6,600 miles per hour, 10,600 kilometers per hour. Currently, only Russia and China are known to be developing military scramjet aircraft, with a number of other countries including Australia, France, Germany, Japan, India, Iran, Israel, Norway, South Korea, Sweden, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom having previously been involved in scramjet development. On number 5, we have the F-15 L&D Raptors. The F-15 L&D Raptors are among the fastest and most powerful fighters ever built. The twin-engine Delta Wing jets were the result of an effort to replace the older McDonnell Douglas F-15 series. In addition to new electronics and improved avionics, the Raptors feature upgraded GE F110 turbofan engines, which allow the fighters to achieve sustained supersonic speeds without afterburner. This makes the F-15 L&D Raptors the only mass-produced fighters capable of sustained supersonic combat, with speeds reaching up to Mach 2.5 or 1,600 miles per hour, 2,600 kilometers per hour. At No. 4, we have the General Dynamics F-16. The F-16 Fighting Falcon is one of the most successful and iconic fighter jets in aviation history. Developed by General Dynamics for the United States Air Force in the 1970s, the F-16 was designed as a lightweight, highly maneuverable, cost-effective multi-role fighter, and it has far exceeded expectations. And now we come to the top 3, starting off with the Saab 37 Vigon. The Saab 37 Vigon is one of the most distinctive and advanced fighter aircraft of the Cold War era. Designed and built by Sweden's Saab in the late 1960s, named Vigon, meaning thunderbolt in Swedish, the aircraft symbolized Sweden's determination to maintain its neutrality, while fielding world-class air power. And now we come to the runner-up, the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle, the F-15. Eagle is one of the most legendary fighter jets ever built, a symbol of American air power and a benchmark for air superiority fighters worldwide. Designed by McDonnell Douglas, the F-15 was developed in the late 1960s to ensure the United States maintained absolute dominance of the skies against any threat. And finally, At No. 1, we have the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit. The Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, often called simply the stealth bomber, is one of the most advanced and secretive aircraft ever created, a marvel of engineering that revolutionized modern warfare, designed to penetrate even the most heavily defended airspace. The B-2 remains a symbol of American technological superiority and strategic power. So this wraps up our list of the 10 fastest planes ever built. Thank you for watching.